Good evening and welcome to Grandma's Attic Music Review. I'm so happy to be with you tonight. I'm happy to be with you every Saturday night or whatever day you're watching because YouTube's a thing, right? Anyway, so as usual, I have to give credit where credit's due. And again, our 10-foot tall gray-haired wonder brought me this performer tonight. So you know who I'm talking about. Anyway, sometimes she sends me musicians and but 99.9% of the time when she sends someone to me, it's a winner. This was definitely a winner. And when she told me that he did a specific song that was an original of his, I was like, that's good information to have. So I'm going to let him introduce his songs. I'm going to let him tell you about his songs. He's a little quirky. I think he's quirky because he says he watched all my shows, and that's really weird, okay? But he's a great guy. He's got great music, and they're all original. So sit back and relax and enjoy. Get yourself some beverages and some popcorn and cuddle on the couch with your favorite person to cuddle with. And please welcome into your heart and into your home, Steve Harz.
Thank you, Doc. Appreciate that. I'm going to do a few original songs here tonight. I'm going to start with one that is one of my older ones and quite possibly my favorite one. It's called Shotgun Prayers. I lost the shoes I had on yesterday, and my breath smells like last night. Woke up high and hungry, wanting one more drink despite last sip that I'd taken was mixed with Texas sweat. Both gathered on my pillow. Life gets darker when it's wet. So I'll grab the Bible at my bedside, send up some shotgun prayers. Don't think they'll make it through the roof. God won't even care. Wearing nothing but our last kiss, and perhaps your final tear. Living in a state of nowhere, and I'm missing you from here. Perceive weight of gravity has pulled me away from you. I'll trade our nightmares for our memories, and they'll only amber hue. Then I'll grab the Bible at my bedside, send up some shotgun prayers. Don't think they'll make it through the roof, God won't even care. The ghosts out my back windshield follow everywhere I go. I don't try to outrun them. Every move I make, they know. All I own is in that Ford trunk, except my guitar that's in hock. Shut in there with some duct tape I've been using for a lock. Now I lost the Bible from my bedside, forgot them shotgun prayers. Now I'm sitting on the roof hoping God'll make repairs. Get you off my mind forever. Give me something else to do. 'Cause dwelling on the impossible sure ain't fair to you. Thank you. Shotgun prayer. Yeah, that one is, as I said, maybe my favorite, and is also a lot of it's true, which is kind of sad, but that was me a long time ago. I have repented. The next one is a song called Once Had Wings, and I used to live in Tennessee, and when I lived in Tennessee, well, not when I lived there, it's always gone on, but while I was in Tennessee, I would be lucky enough annually to participate in the Tennessee Songwriter Festival. They do it all over the state. The state's broken into 3 regions, 20 groups per region, 20 people per location, blah, blah, blah. So if you play your location, you go to the regional. If you win the regional, you play at the Bluebird Cafe. Spoiler alert, I did not play at the Bluebird Cafe. But that's fine. I was very happy to be able to participate each year. And this is the one that I did last year. It's called Once Had Wings. Oh my Lord, where are you, the God I can and cannot see? If you've got a couple of minutes, can you find a girl for me? Sometimes you make me wonder whose side you're really on. Job to find the missing, can you send her out this song? Don't absolve me of my sins, my only feeling is the pain. How I left her standing on that sidewalk in the rain. Had to go and ramble looking for what I'd never find. Search for calm across the land, but she's my only peace of mind. When your head is very noisy, it's hard to know that you can sing. When you're falling quick or slowly, you can't recall you once had wings. You and her each reached out to catch me. Thought you both were very kind. When I hit the ground, I figured that you both would change your minds. She didn't ask, so I didn't tell her. She was too tired to guess. She wrote her goodbye on a road map with no forwarding address. Hope you're keeping her safe wherever it is that she roams. But I can't keep living like this. Bring her back or call me home. When your head is very noisy, it's hard to know that you can sing. When you're falling quick or slowly, you can't recall you once had wings. You and her reached out to catch me. Thought you both were very kind. When I hit the ground, I figured that you both change your minds. Thank you. I should also add that this will air on. Oh, hold on. Sorry about that. This will air on Saturday and Friday. I have on all of the platforms an album that'll come out. I had done at the end of January a show at the Buttonwood Tree in Middletown, and I took, I think it was five originals and 2 covers. So that's called Live at the Buttonwood Tree, and that'll be out on the 25th. And that song and a couple of the others that I'm going to play here tonight are on that. Thinking about tomorrow as the sun comes up today, 'cause I really need to get to this final day of May. When your flight is landed, I'll be waiting at the gate. I'll grab you by the hand, so I'm hoping you're not late. I've been counting down the days by making chalk marks on the wall, stretching from the bedroom, reaching halfway down the hall. Will you get to see them, or is it all in vain? Counting down the days for you to get off of that plane. Running out of patience for your plane to appear. Out of the clouds of Boston, 'cause it's almost been a year. Been since last summer on Independence Day, that underneath the fireworks told me you couldn't stay. I've been counting down the days by making chalk marks on the wall, stretching from the bedroom, reaching halfway down the hall. Will you get to see them, or is it all in vain? Counting down the days for you to get off of that plane. I'll be holding you when the sun comes up. Will you be holding me when it fades? Will we have a reason not to open up the shades? Or are you just a memory that I hold on to too tight? Hope I haven't seen the last of you, getting tired of the fight. I've been counting down the days by making chalk marks on the wall, stretching from the bedroom, reaching halfway down the hall. Will you get to see them, or will we fall apart? I've been counting down the days for you to bring me back your heart. Sitting here drinking coffee at the table in our home, working off the bottle that I drank last night alone. Are you heading back here toward me? Will you get off the plane at dawn? Or are you gonna skip the landing, make yourself be gone? I've been counting down the days by making chalk marks on the wall, stretching from the bedroom, reaching halfway down the hall. Will you get to see them, or will we fall apart? I've been counting down the days for you to bring me back your heart. I've been counting down the days for you to bring me back your heart. Thank you. That is the only song that I do that's any relation to being upbeat. So, and even that one started as my wife would call it, a dreary song. Of late, I really haven't done too many co-writes. I read all my songs myself. But a gentleman that is a very good friend of mine, Joe Salafia, Dot knows Joe. He's a former police officer. I'm a former firefighter. And Joe had come up with a lyric, I think it was like the end of last year, and it had to do with how sort of the fire service and law enforcement came together during and after 9/11, because it's kind of been adversarial. And he sent me over some just gorgeous lyrics and said, hey, you want to kind of finish this up, and was honored that he would ask me. And we came up with a song. It's called Brothers in Fame. Once called cousins, now brothers in arms, bound by the fire and the alarm. Who would argue the numbers that day? 414 climbed up, they led the way, through ash and rubble, through cries and fear. They stood alone, their purpose clear. Where have all these brave souls gone? Are they still watching over us? It still seems like only yesterday that braved the torrid flames, once thought of as cousins, now brothers in fame. in the shadow of towers that kiss the morning sky. They answered heaven's call and weren't afraid to die. The red and the blue, working side by side, hearts united and courage amplified. The legacy whispers through the winds in the streets. Heroes eternal still won't retreat. Where have all these brave souls gone? Are they still watching over us? It still seems like only yesterday that braved the torrid flames, once thought of as cousins, now brothers in fame. Dressed in red, 71 in polished blue. That day each knew one what they had to do. Through the smoke and despair their spirits flew, a bond unbroken on a mission so true. Where have all these brave souls gone? Are they still watching over us? It still seems like only yesterday they braved the torrid flames, once thought of as cousins, now brothers in fame. The embers fade, but the memory burns. In every heart their honor returns. Once called cousins, now brothers in arms, guardians forever through echoed alarms. Where have all these brave souls gone? Are they still watching over us? Thank you. Sometimes that's a tougher one to get through, but God bless Joe and coming up with that, the start of that lyric. And he is a wonderful human being. Yeah, oh my gosh. So supportive and just a great guy and very funny as well. And that one, too, is going to be on that live album that I referenced a few minutes ago. One of the other folks that you've had on the show, Leo Sunday. Love Leo, too. So I had played this next song. It's called The Wars You Don't Talk About. I think we've all seen memes, and I have a T-shirt, and it says, be kind because everybody's fighting a battle you don't know about. And I thought, well, that's probably a song. So I wrote it, and one day we're at the Buttonwood Tree for open mic on Monday, and Leo heard it, and he God bless him, he loved it, and he goes, can I kind of work that up? Do you mind if I kind of do it on my own? I'm like, yeah, go right ahead. And he did it like a month later, and on the piano, which I can't play the piano. I can barely listen to the piano. It was just awesome. But here's the stripped down and sad version. There's a shadow in your eyes you try to hide. Quiet quiet storm that rages deep inside. See the weight, though you wear it like a crown. Even heroes need a place where they break down. You don't say a word, you just keep it all contained. Fighting battles in a world that only you have named. But I'm here for you. Hope you win the wars you don't talk about, ones that make you scream and doubt. Hope you find the peace you've been searching for, stronger than you know, worth so much more. I hope you fight, I hope you win the wars you don't talk about. Every smile's a shield, every laugh's a guard, hiding scars that cut your soul apart. But I know your heart, it's got a lion's roar. You're fighting battles no one's fought before. Silence speaks louder than the cries. I see a fire that never dies. But I'm here for you. Hope you win the wars you don't talk about, ones that make you scream and doubt. Hope you find the peace you've been searching for, stronger than you know, worth so much more. I hope you fight, I hope you win wars you don't talk about. When the nights feel endless and the road gets steep, when the tears you hide cut too damn deep, you're not alone in this fight. There's a dawn waiting just beyond the night. Hope you win the wars you don't talk about, ones that make you scream and doubt. Hope you find the peace you've been searching for, you're stronger than you know, worth so much more. I hope you fight, hope you win wars you don't talk about, wars you don't tell me about. Thank you.
So, you want to do one more song and then come talk to me?
That would be lovely.
That'd be amazing.
That would be fantastic.
It would.
So, all right. Yeah, we'll end this portion with a song that I wrote actually for someone in Nashville who's relatively famous and has recently gone through a public breakup and divorce. And she was on social media sitting on her living room floor playing a song that obviously was letting us know that she was not doing well. And I commented that that song was unfortunately beautiful. And she hearted it. And I said, that was nice. And also, that's a song title. So here we are. Stands in the doorway, holding back the rain. Quiet kind of courage, masking all the pain. World keeps turning while she's standing still. There's a fire in her heart that refuses to be killed. No anger in her eyes, no hiding from the truth. Her choosing not to hide is unfortunately beautiful. Unfortunately beautiful, the way she lets him go. Graceful in her sorrow, though the hurt still shows. There's strength in her pain, light in her fall. She's standing tall, though she's lost it all. And her choosing not to hide is unfortunately beautiful. Walks through the crowd with her head held high. Tears in her eyes are reflecting the sky. Something in her steps, though her heart's not whole. Quiet determination shining from her soul. Wears her heart like armor, battered but true. Her smiling through the tears is unfortunately beautiful. Unfortunately beautiful, the way she carries on, facing every moment, though the love is gone. There's a courage in her sorrow and a grace in her fall. She's standing tall, though she's lost it all. Her smiling through the tears is unfortunately beautiful. She's humming a tune as she walks alone. Melody rising from a place unknown. Though the shadows linger, she's finding her way. Little stronger with each passing day. Cracks in her voice hold a strength so new. Her singing a new song is unfortunately beautiful. Unfortunately beautiful, the way she starts to heal, turning all her heartache into something real. There's a beauty in her struggle and a light in her fall. She's standing tall, though she's lost it all. And her singing of a new song is unfortunately beautiful. She's unfortunately beautiful, story untold. Heart that's been broken but refuses to fold. From the ashes she will rise, through the hurt I'll know she'll find a love that will be kind. But until then, I'll hope to watch her be unfortunately beautiful. Unfortunately beautiful. Thank you.
Let's just say, wow. So while Steve's getting his guitar down and coming over and getting mic'd up, it's warm weather out now. Remember to check on your neighbors, please. You have elderly neighbors. Please make sure they have moving air and fresh water in their house. And those kids and those animals, if it's hot out, their feet will burn. So, let's take care of our peeps and our pets. Peeps and pets. Okay, we're going to talk to Steve now. I got some questions for him. I might go off script. Ha! Okay. Wouldn't that scare you?
Not in the least.
No?
No.
So, you don't present yourself to myself or to others as melancholy. You don't. And then all of your music is melancholy. What is that all about?
Well, there's many things we could answer that question.
Okay, no, so do. This is an honest place. Okay. This is the attic.
No, I just, we'll take it from a musical bent.
Okay.
I've loved music my whole life. I've only been doing this for about 5 years. But I've loved music my whole life, and although I've loved the instrumentation of it, I've always paid attention to lyrics.
Okay.
And even as a young kid, I would be able to recognize lyrics that were maybe a little bit more, let's just call it meaningful. I think that's been it, just being able to be perceptive in that way. And then, I don't know, a dozen years ago, I started writing poetry and have a few books that have been published and was in journals and had won a couple of awards, which was very humbling.
It is.
But again, it's all, if I read something or if I watch a movie or I want to feel something, that's not to say that fun songs aren't great as well, but if you said, hey, pick.
Well, even fun songs can make you feel stuff.
Sure.
Right?
But I would like to be able to feel something, and man, if I could get like Leo with The Wars You Don't Talk About, to have him have felt something from that song, that meant a lot. And when I first played Brothers in Fame for Joe,
Did he cry?
I wasn't going to say it, but since you asked, he may have.
Joe, you're being talked about. Joe, we're talking about you, and you cried.
So he's just a wonderful human.
He is.
But yeah,
I haven't even face-to-faced him yet.
Oh, you have to. He's great.
No, I know, but I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I'm working on it.
I was working on it for you last night. I was playing in Middletown, and I was telling him, so. But yeah, no, he's wonderful. But anyway, so, I've always been able to identify lyrics with some type of
meat.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Sure. Yeah, so that's it.
Because we don't want fluff. Fluff has its place, especially in the music world, but you absolutely put some meat out here today.
Well,
stuff that we could chew on and digest and bring back for future thought.
Sure. And I think as someone who probably is more in line with the genre of country music, there's a lot of fluff now, and that's fine. I mean, the genre has gone through many iterations over the years. I don't particularly care for it, but I get why it's popular. I understand it.
Right.
I don't choose to write. In that direction. I would rather go with the Willie Nelsons and George Jones, and I call what I do, and some folks would see it on socials, Americana soul, because
I get that.
Yeah. So what I consider country music is not country anymore. It's now termed Americana. So we've kind of been shoved off into a corner, and that's fine. And then the soul part is I love, other than Willie, I love George Jones. And I remember seeing an interview with Garth Brooks, and he had said that he thought George Jones was the greatest soul singer of all time, and I'm like, well, darn it, that's true. So I've kind of gone with Americana soul as a description.
I can hear that. My brain just did this whole
Yeah.
thing. So that's very true. And when great artists speak about other great artists in a way that you may not have perceived them, George Jones, soulful.
Yeah.
And then you hear someone that's also someone you admire say, this is what he is, it makes sense.
Yeah.
We have to listen to great people talk about great people.
Great
because
point.
they usually know what they're talking about,
Yeah.
right? So how does your wife feel about your musical ambitions? You said you've only been doing this for 5 years?
Yeah.
No, count them.
COVID.
Really?
Yeah, so, I mean, as I said, I've always loved music. I have a brother who's a great musician, and he's been playing since high school, and I've always admired that of him, among other things that I admire of him. But I just, I kind of got fed up watching the news, and I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy a guitar, and when my wife watches the news, I'm going to go into the basement where my little office and man cave was, and I'm just going to teach myself to play the guitar. And I figured, well, if I can write poetry, I can write a song, even though my poetry never rhymed, so it's not like I can take those and turn them into songs. But I figured I enjoy playing with the written word, so I figured, well, maybe I can do this. Yeah, so it was just, so what was that, 2020? So yeah, so that's when I started with it, and yeah, so it hasn't been altogether that long. But prior to that, it was karaoke and.
The question with all of that was, what does your wife
Oh
do?
yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. So, yes. Okay. So
We got off on another track.
her name is Karen. Hi, Hannah.
Hi, Karen. Nice to meet
She
you, girl.
she is supportive. I will tell you, she does not come to every gig that I have, nor do I think she should. But she will come. She came out the other night. I played Saturday up in Enfield, and she will come out, and she is supportive of me doing it. But I think until I start playing nothing but Madonna and AC/DC exclusively, I probably won't get her out to.
Is she a Madonna fan?
She is a Madonna. Those are her
She's
favorite.
an AC/DC
and
fan?
Madonna. Yeah.
Girl.
So yes.
Girl, we're going to turn you on to some other music.
Yeah. So So those are
AC/DC.
her favorite. No, she likes others too. But no, she's great. And I could play every night if I wanted to between gigs and open mics. But I try to limit it because I enjoy spending time with her.
with your family.
Yes. So but she's supportive, and I try to be respectful of our family calendar and not to try to intrude on that. But no, she's fine with me doing it, and I think a while back she goes, "You need a hobby, so here's the hobby."
So you got one.
Yeah, so I got one.
Not a bad hobby, my
Yes.
friend. You're pretty good at your hobby.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
So Terry LaChance sent me to you and probably told you some fairy tale about me, and I reached out to you.
She didn't tell me any fairy tales.
She didn't tell you any
No,
fairy
she didn't tell
tales?
me any fairy tales. I've watched all of the shows, so
my
I don't
God.
need her to tell me anything.
So how did that feel to you when I told you I wanted you to be
Oh, that
on,
was great.
you were good enough to be on
Oh,
my show?
I was very excited, very grateful. 100%, because again, I've seen maybe not all of your shows, but most of
lot.
them, and a lot of my very good friends have been here, so it's nice to hopefully hold up my end of the bargain, within, the group, Terry, JD, Leo, Vicky, on and on and on and on. So no, I was very, very excited to have the chance to be here. So yeah.
So then in less than 5 years, you've taken yourself from not playing at all to taking your guitar and going to Nashville. That's pretty ballsy.
Well, let me discuss the Nashville thing.
That's ballsy.
No, we didn't go to Nashville for me to do anything musically. That was not. We went there to retire. So our oldest daughter and her family lived there. She had gone to school there.
Okay.
So we'd been on a lot of times, and we thought, okay, we're going to go there to retire. And then I got a different job, and we had to come back. So I didn't go there to play. I was strictly a basement player when we went there.
Okay.
I played a few times here and there while we were in Nashville, but as you can imagine, it's somewhat intimidating.
But you got invited to play at the singer-songwriter
Yes.
competition. That's
So that was cool.
big.
Yeah, so that was cool. You submit an audition
Right.
video, and then they
But
pick you to do-
thousands and thousands of people submit,
Yeah.
and you got chosen. And I don't think there's even 100 people that get chosen.
No, it's a lot. So Tennessee as a state is broken into 3 regions, Middle, East, and West. In each of those regions, there were 20 venues. Each of the 20 venues had 20 performers. So it was a lot of people.
So
But
that
Tennessee's
is
a
lot
big
of people.
state.
But it's still not a lot of
Yeah.
people
No.
compared to
Yeah.
the applications that come in.
Yeah, probably so. But no, so that was fun. And, you get to see just some awesome folks. But, a lot of them are, that's what they are trying to do with their life.
Right.
So you get to see some folks that are just absolutely amazing at these events with the Writers Festival. So that was nice to be able to do that. But no, just because I lived in Nashville, I didn't go there to do anything musically. I was very happy to be there because I love music. I think the coolest thing that happened while we were there was, we're sitting having coffee one morning, and my wife had found the application to work at the Country Music Hall of Fame, and she goes, I remember the conversation. She goes, "You know way too much about country music, and I'm tired of hearing about it. So you're going to fill out this application and go downtown and talk to people who care." So then there was.
I love your wife.
It might have been. She might have said it differently. People who give a, but. So then I did that. So I worked there for a while, and that was
that must have been a blast.
That was a blast. That was a
for
lot
you.
of fun.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Well, there's
she knew
nothing.
What she was talking
oh
about.
God. Well, she's
your wife.
She's not a dummy. She's yeah. But it was, I owe a lot of my being upright to her. But there's nothing cooler than to either very early in the morning or late at night be the only person in the museum walking around and having the whole place to yourself. And there were certain people that I had to go visit every time and talk to them for a minute here or a minute there. So I had my little route that I had to take to the people I had to go see, who I have admired and possibly worshipped for many years.
So
yeah.
In influencing your music and influencing you getting into music, who are some of the names that pop up real quick that really influenced you musically throughout the years, even as early as a young child?
Well, I think very early on, John Denver.
I love John Denver.
I love John Denver too.
I really do.
Yeah.
People belittle.
Oh, yeah.
He's not belittled. He was amazing.
No, he's legit, and what a great voice.
Right.
Just a wonderful voice. So when I was young, I wore out his greatest hits record, and who else I wore out? Barry Manilow. Loved Barry Manilow.
Not my favorite.
As a kid. But again, you talk about lyrics.
I know, right?
What a lyricist. So
absolutely.
So early on,
I'll give him that.
That really, those were the two earliest probably ones that were there. As far as songwriting goes, and I was mentioning this earlier, I have never wanted to be anybody other than Townes Van Zandt. that is, to me, that is the epitome. No frills, all words. You know, he was not the best guitarist. He was certainly not the best vocalist, but he could write a song. So him, Guy Clark, Graham Parsons,
Graham
Willie
Parsons.
Nelson. Well, Graham Parsons, when talking about the Hall of Fame, going to see his nudie suit was a daily occurrence. I think that he should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't know that it'll ever be, but he's had such an influence on the genre. I think he deserves a spot in the Hall of Fame. Maybe
Right.
one day he gets there. I don't know. But yeah, those those are a lot of them. John Randall, great songwriter. His wife Jessie Alexander. When I play out, I'll do songs. He wrote Whiskey Lullaby. She wrote The Climb. So those are songs that I'll do regularly. And then I think finally, we were talking about it before we started today. A gentleman named Gabe Lee, who is.
We did talk about
Yeah,
him.
I think that he
Not,
is.
not a real well-known name.
No, but he should be. Gabe Lee, go look him up. Legit, great lyricist, born and raised in Nashville. You know, every year when they do the Spotify Wrapped, every year he's my number one listened to artist. But he's a big influence on me because his ability to write a song, you know, I kind of put him in the same category. A lot of people are hot and cold on John Mayer, but when John Mayer started, you know, he's in his early 20s, and I'm thinking he's not old enough to know enough to write the songs that he's writing.
That's called an old soul.
Exactly.
We have those
Yeah.
in the music business
Sure.
and in the arts.
Yeah.
I think that old soulness,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a real thing.
It is.
That old soul ability comes through in the arts so prominently. And we had one of those here a couple of weeks ago. Mick Lewis.
Yeah.
Did you?
I know Mick.
Oh my gosh. There's an old soul
Yeah.
there. He's 27
Yeah,
years
yeah.
old. Right?
Yeah. Yeah,
27. Old soul. But I digress. I want to not give you a question you know because you've watched all my shows, so you know my script.
Well, I don't
You
know.
know my script.
No, ask a question.
You know my script.
I also, as you notice, I got to read off paper, so I don't remember a lot of stuff. So you can ask me. I'm not in cognitive decline, but I'm not in incline either.
What are you going to do with your musicality for the summer?
For the summer,
Yeah.
well, I have a lot of places that. See, I was ready.
Okay.
That I have booked, and I should point out. I mentioned the live album on the 25th.
Yeah.
But everything with me, if you just Google Linktree Steven Harz,
Okay.
it'll be there. Dates, YouTube, Spotify.
Okay, that's
whatever.
spelled Stephen Harz.
Yeah. So everything's there.
On Linktree.
Linktree. Yep.
Linktree.
linktr.ee/Steven Harz.
Harz. Don't try to spell it different.
Yeah.
There you go.
There it is. Thank you.
So, yeah.
But anyway,
Go
so
ahead.
just some of the things that I have coming up tomorrow.
No, not tomorrow.
Well, no, it is the 27th Sunday.
Okay.
See, I know.
He does know.
I know. So tomorrow, the 27th, I'm at, see, I was prepared.
You are.
I'm in Old Saybrook at Myrcene Ale at 2 o'clock. On the 8th, in Chester at Little House Brewing. And they're
Nice.
awesome. They have me there one day a month for the rest of the year. And Myrcene Ale, too, I've played there before, and I got a few booked there. That's a wonderful spot as well. On the 9th, Friday the 9th, Cascade Hill Vineyard in Coventry. And one that I'm really excited about and trying to push some tickets, a beautiful venue in Hamden called Canteen Coffee and Tea.
Yep.
And Bigger Beast Records has me there for a show. You can, again, go to Linktree into my events. You can get the link there or go to Bigger Beast.
Bigger Beast is doing
yeah,
Bigger
they're doing-
Beast stuff.
Awesome.
Really, really awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of what they're doing.
Yeah, awesome stuff. And I have other things that are booked. Nursing homes. So yeah, so there's
So do you want to book a house concert?
sure.
I'll
Absolute-
talk to you about it
Okay,
after.
cool. But yeah, so those are some of the places that I'm going to be in the fall. On one weekend in October, Saturday, it's Farmington Valley Acoustic Festival, and the next day is the Glastonbury Apple Festival. So
Nice.
yeah,
So
all
you
this
know
way.
what's going to happen now?
What's
What am I
that?
going to say now?
To go sing another song.
Yes, I am.
All right.
Thank you. Don't forget to unhinge. Oh my goodness. So I could run out of time with this person. We could talk about stuff for hours. Thank you so much for checking in tonight. And anytime you check in on YouTube, you guys are amazing. I love the fact that you love this show. People are saying stuff about it all over the place. Tell your friends that they can see the show on YouTube. Tell the friends to watch Public Access before it goes away. And if you don't know what's going on with that, check in with your senators and your representatives, because we're going to lose Public Access TV if we don't write to them and tell them to straighten this mess out. This is one of the things that's going to go away. They're about to take away Public Access TV. I'm on a little rant here. Save it. Talk to your senators, your representatives. Shit, write to the president. Whatever. Let's save Public Access TV so that we can keep doing live music here. Love you all. Steve's going to take us out with a song. Till next week. Bye.
All right, thanks, Dot. I figured, we mentioned some of my friends, some of whom had been here, and I also mentioned earlier, I until recently haven't done a lot of co-writes, but I'm now in a monthly group with Leo Sunday, Joe Salafia, Vicky Gagliardi, and this is something that came out of, I think, the first session that we ever were there together. It's called No Bridges Left to Burn. Every street I walk feels cold and bare, 'cause the hearth of home, it just ain't there. Every stone unturned leaves the lessons still unlearned. Your eyes tell me you just don't care. Midnight souls dressed in worn out shadows. Cold coffee, cold mornings I just can't follow. But to tell you the truth, there's no bridges left to burn. So I'm falling down the road life takes me. It's getting harder to say just maybe. You left no prisoners, no bridges left to burn. Just like the times we left in pain, we knew our lives would never be the same. I like to burn my bridges slower now, 'cause there's no bridges left to burn anyhow. Midnight souls dressed in worn out shadows. Cold coffee, cold mornings I just can't follow. To tell you the truth, there's no bridges left to burn. Falling down the road life takes me. It's getting harder to say just maybe. You left no prisoners,